Hi, hello. This is Giri teaching ninth mathematics, the chapter real numbers. The alternative academic calendar, the first week. Here is the video developed on the schedule given by the SCRT. This is the schedule of the ninth mathematics. Look at the first week work. Discussion through emails, WhatsApp can be held about rational numbers, which may include encouraging students to send context in which they have used rational numbers. The second point, the students can frame questions such as how many rational numbers are there between say 2 and 3 etc. and can send it to each other. They can refer the example problems book in mathematics for 8th class, which is available on NCERT website. And third point, the teachers can also encourage students to pose questions from these online books and also the e-resources for class 8 available on NROER. Now basing on this, let us learn what are numbers and what are the different types of numbers and how the rational numbers are classified and how can you represent a rational number. Let us learn all about this. Here look at this diagram. Here are some students jumping out with national flags in their hands. If I ask you to count how many students are there, you see students, if I ask you to count how many students are there, how many students are running out with national flags on roads, then how can you count? Then you may start counting from here. This is 1, the first boy, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You can count like this. 1, this is the first person. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. And finally you can say that there are 5 students who are showing more patriotism. Now look at this second diagram. Here is the picture of the Kabaddi League match between Telugu Titans and Patna Pirates, it seems. If I ask you to count how many players are there in the frame, then how can you count? You can start counting from here. You may start counting from here and you can say that he is the first person. This is 1 and this is the second person, 2, 3, next this person, 4, next this person, 5, next this person, 6. There are 6 players from Telugu Titans and one player from Patna Pirates. In total there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 players in the given frame. Okay dear students, you see here this is a cube and if you open it you will get the net diagram of the cube. And if I ask you to count the number of faces of the cube, then from the net diagram you can count very easy. You see this is the first face, second face, third, fourth face, fifth and sixth. You may count like this. Therefore the number of faces of the cube is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. You may count like this. Therefore there are 6 faces in a cube. How many faces are there? There are 6 faces in a cube, isn't it? In all the above cases, if I ask you to count, then how did you count? From where did you start counting? You started counting like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and so on, like this you counted. You started counting from 1 and you counted like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and so on. These numbers are used to count the objects. Therefore, these numbers are called counting numbers. Okay? You can use the numbers 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 and so on. You can use these numbers to count the objects. Therefore, they are called counting numbers. And you see, if you look at the numbers may start from 1. In this case, you may start counting from 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and later by getting a number 10 in which we have 1 and 0. In the next number 11 we have 2 ones, and in the next number 12 we have 1 and 2, like this. Therefore, we use the digits 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0. These 10 are called digits, and these digits are useful to form numbers. Any number can be formed by these 10 digits only. Therefore, how many digits are there? We have 10 digits. And what are they? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 and 0. These 10 are called digits, and we can form numbers by means of these digits. You see, for example, 1, 5, 10, 13, 28, 99, 123, 999, 1000 and so on. And all these numbers are formed by means of these 10 digits. Now, what are the different types of sets of numbers? You come across these sets of numbers in your previous classes. Yes, the first set of numbers is set of natural numbers. Natural numbers is denoted by the letter n, and these set of natural numbers may start from 1. 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on are called set of natural numbers. In this set of natural numbers, what is the least natural number? Good. 1 is the least natural number. And what is the highest natural number? Good, we cannot say. Therefore, the infinity is the highest or the maximum natural number. There is no highest natural number, but the least natural number is 1. Now, the difference between any two successive natural numbers is always 1. And again, if you add 1 to a preceding natural number, you will get the next natural number. For example, if you add 1 to 1, you will get 2. If you add 1 to 2, you will get 3. If you add 1 to 3, you will get 4. If you add 1 to 4, you will get 5. And so on, you can write all these natural numbers. Since n is the first letter in the word natural numbers, these natural numbers are denoted by the letter n. Next is whole numbers. Whole numbers may start from 0. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on is set of whole numbers. And this set of whole numbers is represented by the letter W. This set of whole numbers is nothing but the set of natural numbers plus 0. If you add 0 to set of natural numbers, you will get set of whole numbers. Therefore, you can write set of whole numbers as 0, and this is union. 0 union n means natural numbers union. Unions means you have to sum up natural numbers plus the number 0. You will get set of whole numbers. And the next is set of integers. Set of integers is represented by Z. You see, the set of natural numbers is represented by n, and set of whole numbers is represented by W, as W is the first letter in whole numbers. But whereas in this case, integers are represented by Z, but not by I. Why? Because these integers are also called as Johlen numbers in German. In German, you can call integers as Johlen numbers. You can represent the integers with Z, Johlen. May start with Z, therefore these are represented by Z. These integers may start from minus infinity to minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 and so on. This is nothing but the negative numbers union whole numbers. If we add negative numbers to the set of whole numbers, you will get integers. And in other words, if we add negative numbers and 0 to set of natural numbers, again you will get integers. The next set of numbers is rational numbers. The rational numbers is represented by the letter Q, but not with R. Q stands for quotient. You see, rational number is a number which is in the form of P by Q. Any number in the form of P by Q is called a rational number, but the condition is P and Q should be integers and Q should not be equal to 0. Rational numbers represented by the letter Q, and a number in the form of P by Q where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0 is called a rational number. A rational number is a number which is in the form of P by Q, a fraction form P by Q, numerator by denominator, where both numerator and denominator should be integers and Q should not be 0. The denominator should not be 0. Such type of numbers are called rational numbers, and these rational numbers are represented by the letter Q. Q stands for quotient. Every natural number is a rational number, every whole number is a rational number, every integer is a rational number. Therefore 0, 1, minus 3, 1 by 2, minus 4 by 5, and all these are rational numbers. If you come to decimal numbers, 0.125, this is the terminating decimal, a rational number. Every terminating decimal is a rational number. This is 0.333 and so on. It is non-terminating but recurring. 3 is repeating. Therefore, non-terminating and recurring decimals are also rational numbers. And this is 12.4 and 7 is recurring. Therefore, it is again a rational number. And square root of 4. Square root of 4 value is 2. Therefore, root 1, root 4, root 9, root 16, root 25, and all these are rational numbers. If it has perfect square root, then they are called rational numbers. Okay? Therefore, what is a rational number? A number which is in the form of P by Q, where P and Q are integers and Q not equal to 0, that is denominator is not 0. Both numerator and denominator should be integers. Such type of numbers are called rational numbers. Please keep in mind, every natural number, every whole number and every integer is a rational number. You might have a doubt that if you look at 0, how 0 is a rational number? Because can you write 0 in the fraction form? You may have such doubt. Yes, 0 can be written in the fraction form. How? You can write 0 as 0 by 1, 0 by 2, 0 by 3. Therefore, it is in the form of P by Q, where 0 numerator is a rational number and of course denominator is not 0. 0 by 1, 0 by 2, 0 by 3. Therefore, it is a rational number. 1 means 1 by 1. You can write 1 as 2 by 2. You can write 1 as 3 by 3. Again, it is in the P by Q form. Therefore, it is a rational number. Minus 3 means minus 3 by 1, minus 6 by 2. Like this you can write. Therefore, this is also a rational number. Okay, is your doubt clear? Good. Note, all terminating decimals and non-terminating recurring decimals are always rational numbers. You see, I told you already. 0.125, it is a terminating decimal. 0.333 and so on, it is non-terminating recurring decimal. And 12.4777, therefore it is 12.4 and 7 is recurring, therefore again it is non-terminating recurring decimal. All terminating decimals and all non-terminating recurring decimals are always rational numbers. And the other type is irrational numbers. As you know that the rational numbers are represented by Q, now irrational numbers are represented by Q dash, or they are also represented with S. An irrational number is a number which is not rational. Right, 1, 2, 3. An irrational number is a number which is not rational. Every non-rational number is called an irrational number. Here are the examples for irrational numbers. Root 2, root 3, 1 by root 2, root 2 plus root 3 minus root 5, and 3.125682726 and so on, and pi. All these are examples for irrational numbers. Root 2, if you find the square root of 2, you will get a non-terminating and non-recurring number. And root 3 is also non-terminating decimal. 1 by root 2, root 2 plus root 3, and root 3 minus root 5, 3.125682726 and so on. Here, if you look at this decimal number, this is non-terminating, it has no end, and at the same time, nothing is repeating. it is not a recurring number, and it is not a terminating decimal. This type of decimal numbers are called irrational numbers. And again, pi is also an irrational number. Generally, in the place of pi, you may write 22 by 7. As you wrote pi in the form of a fraction 22 by 7, why it is not a rational number and how can you say that it is an irrational number, you may ask. Here, even though you can write pi is equal to 22 by 7, it is not its exact value. Pi value is not exactly 22 by 7. It is nearly equal to 22 by 7. The value of the pi is very nearly equal to 22 by 7. Therefore, it is an irrational number. Here is the note. Non-terminating and non-recurring decimal numbers are called an irrational number. If you look at these different types of numbers, you may come across natural numbers, whole numbers, integers, rational numbers and irrational numbers. But our chapter is real numbers. Now what is a real number? So far you know natural numbers, you come across whole numbers, you learn what are integers, and you understood what is a rational number, and you also learned that how a number is an irrational number. Now what numbers are called real numbers? This is the name of the chapter actually. What are called real numbers? A real number is nothing but a union of rational and irrational numbers. If we join rational and irrational numbers together, then they are called real numbers. Means the union of rational numbers and irrational numbers together are called real numbers. Real number is nothing but the union of rational numbers and irrational numbers. Q union Q dash is set of real numbers, or Q union S is set of real numbers. S is used to represent irrational numbers. Q dash is also used to represent irrational numbers, whereas this Q is used to represent rational numbers. Therefore, the union of both rational and irrational numbers is called set of real numbers. If you observe this diagram, you can find here is the first circle. This is set of natural numbers. Rational numbers may start from 1, 2, 3 and so on. And this is set of whole numbers. The set of whole numbers may start from 0, 1, 2, 3 and so on. Therefore, every natural number is a whole number. The circle N is included or inside the circle W. Therefore, every natural number is a whole number. Now this is the set of integers. Set of integers may start from minus infinity and end with plus infinity. Therefore, every natural number is an integer and every whole number is an integer. And besides whole numbers, there are negative numbers also in integers. Therefore, both natural numbers and whole numbers are inside the set of integers. And this is the set of rational numbers, which are in the form of p by q and q not equal to 0, and both p and q are integers. This is set of rational numbers. Every natural number is also a rational number, every whole number is also a rational number, and every integer is also a rational number. You see, the circle N and the circle W and the circle Z are the parts of the total circle Q. Therefore, all these numbers are included in set of rational numbers. The different circle represent the set of irrational numbers. Therefore, the numbers which are not rational are called irrational numbers. These irrational numbers are represented by Q dash or S. Now, if you include the set of rational numbers and the set of irrational numbers together, if you sum up all these rational and irrational numbers, you will get set of real numbers. Now let us know that how to represent a rational number on a number line. Here is the question. Let us represent 0, 1, minus 1, 3, minus 2 and 4 on a number line. Now in order to represent all these numbers on a number line, we have to draw a straight line first of all. Here is the straight line. Since it is a straight line, it should be extended up to infinity on both sides. Now on this straight line, let us keep some number of points at equal distances or at equal intervals, like this. Here I kept some points on the number line with equal distances. Maybe it is around the middle point. Let us take it as 0. If this is 0, then these are the points on the right side to 0. The general usage is on the right hand side to 0, we should represent these points with positive values, +1, +2, +3, +4, like this. And on the negative side of 0, there should be negative values, -1, -2, -3, and so on. Therefore, the point after 0 is 1, next is 2, next this point represents 3, and the next point represents 4, +4. These are the positive values on the right hand side to 0. And on the left hand side to 0, let us represent these points -1, and this is -2, and this is -3, and so on. Now after representing all these points with numbers, now first of all we have to represent 0. Now where to find 0? On this number line you can find 0 here. Therefore this point represents the value 0. And let us box this. Let us box this point. The value of this point is 0. Next 1. Where can you find +1? Here is +1. Therefore let us box this 1. This is the point which represents 1. Next is -1. -1 is here. Let us box this -1. The next, the number 3. Where can you find +3 on the number line? This is the point which represents +3. Therefore let us box this. Next, -2. You can find -2 here. Therefore let us box -2. Next, +4. You can find +4 here. Let us box +4. Now the required numbers are represented on the number line. Now the given numbers 0, 1, -1, 3, -2 and 4 are represented on the number line, and you can find these numbers on this number line. Now let us see one more example. Here is the question: how to represent rational numbers on a number line? Let us represent 1/3, -1/3, 0, 2/3 and -1 on number line. Again, to represent all these numbers, let us draw a straight line first of all. After drawing the straight line, let us take 3 points. Let us take 3 points with equal intervals, and let us name the middle point with 0. And let us assign 1 to the right hand side point to 0. This is +1. And let us assign -1 to the left hand side point to 0. This is -1. After representing this 0 and this point with +1 and this point with -1, what to do is we have to look at the given fractions. In all the given fractions, the denominator is 3. Therefore the total distance from 0 to 1 is to be divided into 3 equal parts. Now in order to divide it into 3 equal parts, let us take 2 points. This is one point and this is the second point. By means of these 2 points, the total distance from 0 to 1 is divided into 1, 2 and 3 equal parts. All these 3 parts are equal. Similarly, on the left hand side to 0, again let us divide the distance from 0 to -1 into 3 equal parts by means of these 2 points. After division, now if you observe this point is at a distance of 1 unit from 0 out of 3 units. Therefore this point represents 1/3. And this point is at a distance of 2 parts out of the total 3 parts. This point is at a distance of 1 to 2 parts from 0 out of total 3 parts. Therefore this point may be represented with 2/3. Similarly, and the left hand side to 0. Here this point is one part distance out of 3 parts from 0 to -1. Therefore, this point may be represented by -1/3. And the second point now, this point is at a distance of 2 parts out of the total 3 parts from 0 to -1. Therefore, this is -2/3. After representing all these points with numbers, we have to find where 1/3 lies. If you observe this number line, it is very clear that this point represents 1/3. Therefore, let us box this point so that this value is 1/3. This point represents 1/3. Next is -1/3. If you observe here, you can find -1/3 at this point. Therefore, this point represents -1/3. Let us box this point. Next is 0. This is the point where you can find 0. It is very clear there. Next value is 2/3. Where can you find 2/3? This is -2/3 and this is +2/3. Therefore, let us box this point whose value is equal to 2/3. Next is -1. You can find -1 here. Therefore, let us box this -1. Like this, you can represent the given any rational number on the number line. First of all, this number line is a straight line. On this straight line, there are infinite number of points. Do you know what is the definition of a straight line? Straight line is nothing but set of infinite points. As there are infinite points on a straight line, every point may represent a number. Therefore, every rational number can be represented on a number line, and every irrational number can also be represented on this number line. Every point on this number line represents a unique number. Understood? Okay. Let us frame some sample questions on rational numbers. These are the sample questions on rational numbers. Here is the question number 1. Ramu read 1/5 part of his textbook. Find how much textbook is yet to read. This is the first question, which is based on the knowledge of rational numbers. Now look at question number 2. Devi covered 2/3 distance by walk, the remaining by bicycle. Now find what part does she covered by bicycle. Understood? Now the third question. Leela distributed 1/5 of chocolates to Rani and 2/5 to Sita. Then find the part of chocolates that are with Leela. And fourth question. Lavanya did her 1/4 of her homework yesterday and 1/4 of her homework today. Did she complete her homework? Question number 5. Swami saved 2/5 of rupees 500 and find how much amount did he save. These are the 5 questions based on the knowledge of rational numbers. Now you can, of course, you can solve them very easy. In your earlier classes, you solved all these type of questions. And now the work for you is you try to frame some questions, some 3 to 4 questions on rational numbers at your own. Is it clear now? Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.